What up, YouTube fam? It's April G Showers back at y'all with another reaction. So, this one's a little different. I reacted to tons and tons of things supporting the movement, supporting the protests and everything. That has not changed. I still stand firm and hold true to what I believe is right. In several of my reactions, I said not all cops are bad. I said, unfortunately, the few bad ones mess it up for the good ones. Unfortunately, that's what they tend to show us is the bad. I have said in several reactions that if someone were to break in my house right now, absolutely, I'm dialing 911. Absolutely, I pray a good police officer gets here and protects me and my family. I've said in several of them, I respect law enforcement, the good ones, and there are many good ones. I actually worked at a prison for a little while. I was a part-time nurse and a part-time CO, correctional officer. So, the job is difficult, very underappreciated, just like the medical field with nurses and doctors and stuff, and very underpaid. So I was going to do a video with just a compilation of the positive side of things instead of negative stuff, because I think as a nation, as humans, as the world, we need to see that. You know what I mean? So, and then I got a message from a good friend of mine on Twitter. All of her family is in law enforcement. She's been rocking with me, my channel, for a long time. I love her dearly. Wendy, I love you. Wendy S., I love you. And I want to share a little bit with y'all what she shared with me. I asked her permission if I could share this. She said I could. I feel this is very important, y'all. I also want to say, let me just do this. She also requested this song that I'm going to react to. I've never heard, called Hannah Ellis, Officer Down, Police Tribute. And then I do have a compilation of positivity, good things that are happening across America between police and protesters, showing the good ones. We need to see this, guys. So, this is the message I received last night. My brother and his partner were responding to shots fired at an apartment complex in his zone that is crime-ridden. Before other policemen could respond, they tried to clear a couple of apartments that had been taking fire. They heard women screaming and crying. They entered one apartment on the bottom floor on the corner. Because they had protective vests on under their shirts, they cradled and used themselves as human shields. The 6-year-old had a gunshot wound to his leg, so they needed to get him out. They had put the family in the car, told them to get down, and he was going to drive them to the emergency room, but was shot in the head right as he was getting in the car. His partner was also shot in the leg and in the head. The father actually pulled them into the police car and radioed and said he was going to drive them off to the emergency room because it was only like 10 minutes away. The 6-year-old recovered and is now in college. We had set up a college fund in both their names, and that 6-year-old received a full scholarship to college. How great to have it come full circle. I know he loves that. But again, this event caused 11 officers and civilians to have been murdered. So, then we have, she said, officers who worked during the whole virus stuff, some catching it and dying to help keep us safe. She says, my father gave 42 years as an officer, and now all this. I'm sorry. I'm pouring my heart out to you, April. I know you don't hate like that, April. You don't need to react to anything. I know you have a good heart. It's just personal for me and my family. It's every kind of law enforcement. So I just hate that we're getting shit on. I hate it too. And you shouldn't be. There was something else. She said that I wanted to show y'all or tell y'all. Okay. I just got back from the cemetery. My brother's grave was vandalized overnight and spray painted "Fuck 12" and the famous "Fuck the Police" covering the big granite memorial where officers are killed on duty are buried. Oh, and also pig. Can't forget that slur. When me and my brother got there, the man that tends to the cemetery had called his brother, who is a board member of the Black Lives Matter Coalition, and 20 plus incredible gentlemen came and helped us, hugged and cried with us. We then all went to dinner and had a great conversation. Then they decided they would take turns guarding the cemetery. A few of them remembered my brother. He had worked their zone and said what a great, fair, generous officer. We had the procession go through his zone, and a few remembered lining the streets. My brother was murdered. She says most take their oath to protect and serve. The officers that abuse that shit is shit on my brother's legacy. Pretty much make her mad or whatever. And then there's officers that answer the calls without hesitation, and some never make it home. She said my brother gave his life, along with his partner, to rescue mothers, fathers, and children that were being shot at in their apartment complex. He used his body as a human shield, holding a 6-year-old. She says, the thing is, so many YouTube artists and reactors are putting out all this stuff, which I've seen. She said, I just wonder why no one can respect the good ones. I'm not being ugly at all. Any officer that uses the profession to be racist, to rape, intimidate, murder, degrade, violate someone's rights, or any other disgusting thing has no business even walking the streets. But to the ones that answer the 911 calls without a thought to put their lives on the line, are now doing the same to them, is hypocritical. So anyway, she said, I think the brave professional ones that love their community and gave and give their life matters too and deserves some attention. I hope you are well, April. Please just at least watch these videos. Her brother's name was Andrew. And he was just 32 years old when he got shot and killed in the line of duty, protecting families and children. First of all, I'm so sorry for your loss. Just as I say on the other videos with everything going on, to anyone out there who has lost a loved one who was a police officer who truly served and protected, I am so sorry for your loss, and prayers. And rest in peace. I want to make this video to make it clear that I respect law enforcement and the good ones, and that not all are bad. Eminem in Untouchable said, the bad cops F it up for the good cops. And he recognizes there are good cops. Dax, in his new song he just released yesterday called Black Lives Matter. These are a couple lines out of that song, which was one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my life. He said, a couple bad cops can't define all you other boys, so every good cop needs to stand up and make noise. He also said, let's come together, cops, citizens, and in between, and rally for the rights of everybody in humanity. Okay? So, the first thing we're going to do is listen to Officer Down Police Tribute, Hannah Ellis. I'm going to provide the link in the description box if y'all want to go check it out after my reaction. After we listen to the song, I have a compilation of positive things that are going on right now in our country between police and protesters. I think we need to see it. April G Squad, fist bump. Love y'all. Let's get it.
Red and blue lights cover 75 like a train. Miles of cars full of people with nothing to say. The sun's out, you think that it's just another November day. Oh, and I can't help but be mad knowing I'll leave and you're gonna stay. They called me on a cell phone telling me there's an officer down, and we prayed for a miracle, but you didn't come back around.
Oh God.
Oh, I kissed you goodbye 1,000 times, but never like I'm doing right now.
Wow.
Oh, with 21 shots going
Oh my-
up for the officer.
Oh, oh no. there, he's bleeding.
It's anything they can do, but no one can give me back you. They call me on a cell phone telling me there's an officer down. And we prayed for a miracle, but you didn't come back around. Oh, I kissed you.
Oh my God!
1,000 times, but never like I'm doing right now. Oh, with 21 shots going up for the officer down. I held you tight when they told me it's time to let go. And I know that somehow you knew that you were alone. They called me and told me it's my officer down. And I talked to you and begged you, but you didn't come back around. Oh, I kissed you goodbye 1,000 times, but never like I'm doing right now. Oh, with 21 shots going up, I wish you had more time with us.
Oh my God!
33 years ain't enough for the officer down.
Behind my badge is a heart like yours. I bleed, I think, I love, and yes, I can be killed. When one falls, it is felt by all. Wow. Wow. And imagine that being your job or someone you love's job, and you don't know if they'll come home. So I want to say thank you to those of you officers out there who truly are dedicated to protect and serve for us. Thank you. I couldn't do it. I was a CO in a prison, and I could only do it for a few months. Thank you. Now, let's get to some positive stuff. Alright. Come on. Alright. This one's called United States Police Show Signs of Solidarity with Demonstrators / George Floyd Protests. New York City. Police in the U.S. have shown signs of solidarity with demonstrators protesting against the killing of George Floyd. R.I.P. George Floyd.
Don't do it for
The sympathetic reactions have come amid days of unrest.
Thank you.
Across dozens of U.S. cities. New York City again. Some officers have taken a knee with protesters. New York City again.
These have been very chaotic nights, and that's why I took a knee, all right? If I could take a knee with the community to garner and broker peace, then I'll get on my knee every day.
Amen.
I have a son who's 31.
Atlanta, Georgia.
I've got a son who's 15.
There have also been constructive conversations. The police officer there just said, I have a son who's 31 and I have a son who's 15.
Right? And I have to have these conversations with them all the time. So we're not telling y'all to leave. What was going on up here was wrong. That's why we brought it to a stop. The loudspeaker, the yakking and the yapping. We said pause. Let these people remain here. Let them stay in the street. Let them express their grievances because you have a right to be pissed off.
We want to be with y'all for
Flint, Michigan.
real. So I took my helmet off and laid the batons down. I want to make this a parade, not a protest. You got little ones here, you got dogs, so what's up?
Camden, New Jersey. And some officers have marched alongside demonstrators. Michigan again. They're all marching together. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, we got police join protesters seeking justice for George Floyd. I believe this is in Houston, Texas.
I will not allow
Some police officers stood in solidarity with protesters
anyone to tear
by listening to and marching alongside them.
We will march as a department with everybody in this community. I will march
Houston,
until I can't
Texas.
stand no more.
We want to be with y'all for real. So I took my helmet off and laid the batons down. I want to make this a parade, not a protest.
Queens, New York. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Praying. Baltimore, Maryland. Some police officers across the nation started constructive conversation and gestures of peaceful solidarity. This is Portland, Oregon, with protesters fighting for an end to anti-black racism and police brutality.
Oscar Grant.
Baltimore Sun reporter Pamela Wood captured.
Keith Scott.
Police Lieutenant Peter Herron reading the names of victims of police brutality.
Next name. Terrell Thomas. Next name. Randy Evans. Next name. Clifford Glover. Next name.
Some police took a knee with protesters.
Lord Reese. Randy Evans.
Yvonne Smoke.
Amadou Diallo.
Walter Scott.
Eric Garner.
Daily Gazette reporter Pete DeMola captured these officers in Schenectady, New York, joining protesters and marching right alongside them. DeMola also captured peaceful exchanges between police and protest organizers.
What was the best image? Some seeing the helmet come off?
Yes. You guys taking a knee? Man. What was God?
Tears, yeah.
What was God?
Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo delivered a passionate speech.
I looked at that video and I saw my mama's face.
Yeah.
When a black man, I may not be black, but I'm God's child.
Yes.
When I saw that man calling out for his mama, I thought about my mama. What I kept thinking is, he must be seeing her already in the store.
Yes, he was transitioning.
They're not letting
Yes.
his mother talk.
Yes.
So I'm here to tell you, we will march as a department with everybody in this community. I will march until I can't stand no more. I will not allow
anyone to tear down this city.
Amen.
Because this is our city.
We don't have to do that.
Don't pay close attention.
I pretty much lived in Houston, Texas for many, many months because my little brother got treatment at MD Anderson Cancer Center, and me and my family stayed at the Ronald McDonald House. Houston's a good city.
Because these little white guys with their skateboards are the ones that started all the
Now that I don't agree with. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Just, there are bad and good, evil and good, respectful and not respectful people in every group, regardless of race, sex, profession, job, whatever you want to call it. Every group. Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson spoke with protesters. We just saw this week. And marched with them too. Unfortunately, these moments were potentially overshadowed by many more images across the United States of cops violently clashing with protesters. But they serve as a glimpse of how police forces can better engage their communities going forward.
The only reason we're here is to make sure that you got a voice. That's it. There we go. Don't think for a second that he represents who these cops are from all over the county and around this nation.
Exactly.
What's up? So listen, I'm just telling you, these cops love you.
Walk with us! Walk with us! Walk with us! Walk with us!
Let's walk. Let's walk.
Beautiful. Okay, this is moments of kindness and solidarity shine during George Floyd protests. This was June the 6th. Today's the 9th. America united. Moments of kindness and solidarity amid strife.
This week across America, the power of a hug was on full display.
They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't have to be here.
As well as solidarity. A lot can be said by simply taking a knee. In New York, California, and Washington state, violent looting was met with sympathy. Americans helped Americans pick up the pieces. And then there were those who tried to stop things from falling apart in the first place. Protesters repelled looters in Santa Monica and again in Brooklyn. At the protests in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a little water went a long way.
I know you guys out here doing your jobs. I'm not mad at you.
In George Floyd's hometown of Houston, the police chief joined the calls for justice.
We know what? We built this country. I got news for them. We ain't going nowhere.
And in Flint, Michigan, a show of what can be achieved when the sheriff puts down his baton.
I took my helmet off and laid the batons down. Yeah. I want to make this a parade, not a parade.
We saw that.
Sean Dromgoole went for a walk in Nashville.
Hold on.
75 of his neighbors.
This was in my home state.
Walk in Nashville.
This was right up the road from me, y'all.
Death. 29
This was right up the road from me. This right here in Nashville.
9-year-old Sean Dromgoole went for a walk in Nashville, and 75 of his neighbors had his back.
My neighborhood is the best neighborhood.
Dromgoole had been paralyzed with fear, too afraid to walk his neighborhood. Over the years,
That's how it is in my city right now. People are too scared.
it had become more expensive and more white. He was worried some of his neighbors would see him and call the police. He posted online, "The fear of not returning home to my family alive kept me on my front porch." His anxiety turned to astonishment the parade of support that followed.
Beautiful.
I love y'all. I can't wait to have y'all over for tea and cake.
In New York, a neighborhood hit hard by COVID-19 and heartache found joy in music.
Cupid
In
shuffle.
Oakland, a different kind of
Love
protest movement.
Love it.
Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., not far from the White House, proof we all need somebody to lean on. For today, Erin McLaughlin, NBC News.
To lean. Love it. Beautiful. So there is beautiful, positive things happening right now in America, y'all. We can't forget that. And it's up to us to not allow the bad to overshadow the good, but don't ignore the bad either. Continue to speak up and have a voice. It's working. Officers were shown kneeling in front of protesters in Spokane, Washington, as a sign of respect and understanding. Look at this girl up here, top left. Look, she's crying. Look, this girl's crying. Look, this boy's crying. This is beautiful. Everything happens for a reason. A protester in Germantown, Maryland, filmed a series of officers who knelt down as a sign of unity with protesters.
Oh, wait, we got one more! We got one more! We got one more! Yes, sir! Let's go! That's all it's about.
Brother, I appreciate you.
So down there.
Santa Cruz Chief of Police Andy Mills, alongside the city's mayor Justin Cummings, knelt to support peaceful protests. Two Des Moines officers recited a prayer for peace as they knelt during a protest.
We thank you and we pray in your name, the Son, the precious Holy Spirit. He's in charge of everything. Thank you.
Oh, it takes 1 second.
Amen.
Amen.
Police took a knee at a rally in front of the Coral Gables Station House in Miami, Dade County. Beautiful. Officers in New Jersey, including Camden County Police Chief Joe Wysocki, joined protesters in a peaceful march. Beautiful. Last but not least, we have powerful displays of support between officers and community.
Finally tonight here, we promise to stay on those images that are just as important.
Yes.
Tonight, so many of you at home reacting to our story last night here. The moments playing out across America. In so many communities, the peaceful protesters welcomed by the officers. In Bellevue, Washington, Police Chief Steve Milet and a demonstrator embracing. In Miami, you could see the line of law enforcement, and then the moment it all changes. A highway patrol trooper walking up to this woman, hugging her. She was grateful.
I love you, man. I love you, man.
In New York's Times Square, an officer who was kneeling, raising his arms. A demonstrator then shaking his hand, the two then hug. You could hear the cheers erupting in the crowd. And it was last night here we introduced you to Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson in Flint, Michigan, who told the demonstrators there, "We are here for you," asking, "What can we do?" When they said march, he did. Tonight here, what he said.
The only reason we're here is to make sure that you got a voice. That's it.
There we go.
For a second. Don't think for a second that he represents who these cops are from all over the county and around this nation.
Yes.
We go out there to help people, not do that nonsense.
Right.
There we go. I'm just going to tell you, we want to be with y'all for real. So I took my helmet off and laid the batons down. I want to make this a parade, not a protest. These cops love you. That cop over there hugs people, so you tell us what you need to do.
Walk with us! Walk with us! Walk with us! Walk with us! Walk with us!
Beautiful.
Let's walk. Let's walk.
Saying, we will protect you, we are with you. They said, march with us, and so he did. I'm David Muir.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I just wanted to do a video to remind people not all cops are bad. To remind people that there are good ones, respectful ones that truly want to help us, protect us, and serve. That there are police officers who are killed in the line of duty, like my good friend's brother. Wendy S., again, so very sorry for your loss. Praying for you and your family. I'm so sorry that happened to his gravesite. That's terrible, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with vandalizing anybody's gravesite, regardless of who it is. That's terrible. Both of my brothers died. And I can't imagine. But I wanted to show y'all some positive stuff. I mean, the first thing, the song was very sad, but it served as a reminder of how dangerous it is, you know, to be a police officer. And to those police officers around America who are marching with the protesters, who are kneeling, who are praying, who are protecting and serving, and who are not racist, who don't abuse their power and authority and badge. I support you and I respect you and thank you. Y'all comment below y'all's thoughts. Keep it respectful. Again, I do not tolerate hate of any kind on my channel at all. Please like this video on your way out. A lot more important than you think. Please subscribe to my channel. We got to stand together, and these are beautiful examples of it. I love you all so much. Again, I love you, Wendy S. And so sorry. April G Squad. This fun. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all in a little bit. Peace out.